Cooks, thanks for joining us on the Cookbook Club. This is where we cook. We pick a cookbook each month and we cook one recipe a week out of it. We are still in Betty Crocker's Cooky Book for Christmas, right? Today we are on page 52. We're making rosettes. This is perfect for Christmas. I remember making these as a kid. Welcome to the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen. So I'm glad you guys are back after our sort of little disaster last week with the candy cane cookies in the from the Betty Crocker Cooky Book. We're trying again. So I remember as a kid, we always make rosettes, and basically they're cookies. They're from Scandinavia, and they are very light, crispy, in different shapes. We're going to be using a Rosette Iron that looks like this, right? So it comes, you can buy just this stick part, and then you can buy these little attachments that go on your rosette. They come in a lot of different shapes. This one's a butterfly. This is what we're going to be making today, but they come in snowflakes. They come in all kinds of different shapes. Some of them come like in a kit, and I believe I have a kit that went to this, but I couldn't exactly find it. I knew I had one of these. Shout out to Dee Dee, since her comments usually have a butterfly. Yeah, her comments have a butterfly, so these, Dee Dee, are for you. Yeah, someday I'll find the other ones, right? But right now we have this one. So let's make our batter real quick. So I have a bowl right here, and we're going to put first our dry ingredients in here. So I have a little bit of flour. This is a really small batter because it doesn't take a lot to make these. I have some sugar, and we have some salt, of course. If I can get it all out of there. We're going to go ahead and mix these together. So in this little cup, I have almond milk, but you can use regular milk. We're going to put an egg in here. That was very nicely, lightly beaten by my boo. You're welcome, Boo. And we have a little bit of oil in here. I'm expecting these rosettes to be light and fluffy because the egg was expertly beaten. Yeah, so we have our flour here. We're going to go ahead and put our wet ingredients in here, and we're going to bring these together very nicely. And I think we're getting ready to fry some rosettes. Okay, so Betty says to heat the oil to 400. I have this fear that I will kill these things at 400. So I think we're at like 365. Let me back that off slightly. So here's our Rosette Iron, and we're going to go ahead and put this in, and we need to heat this up. So we're going to leave this in here first for like 2 minutes because we need to get this baby ripping hot. We don't need to, between batches, we only need to keep it in here for a minute. Okay, so this has been in here 2 minutes, and now we're going to just do this. We're going to drip off the oil here real quick. We're going to go ahead and we're going to dip this in the batter. So you don't want to go all the way up. You just want to go almost to the top. We're going to take it out. We're going to go ahead and put this in here. Ooh. Ooh. Wow! It's been a long time since I've done this. We did this when we were kids. It should at some point sort of naturally come off of it. Look at that. Just gonna flip. And we have the rosette. Isn't that cute? I cooked it a little too much. So this one, I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit. In for 1 minute. And now into the batter. into the oil. Flippy. Did I cook it a little too much again? I think my oil is too hot. Let me lower this oil down just a little bit. Into the heat. Into the batter. I didn't have it hot enough. Okay, into the oil. If it's not hot enough, it won't stick to the iron. Shake, shake, shake into the batter. Okay, so I let the pan reduce in heat because I was up at like 450. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here for another 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to just get the oil off here. We're going into the batter. That looks a little better. If I can get it out. Back in the oil. Okay, it's been in there a minute. Get the oil off into here. I lost part of my... This is an art and not a science. Well, it is a science, but...
What happened? Part of the wing came off or something?
One of the wings came off.
Oh, no.
It's been so long since I made these. That's a cute little butterfly. Look at that. Adorable. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to continue cooking these, and then we'll be back. The leftover batter, I'm making a big old funnel cake.
Without the funnel.
Yeah. Can I flip it? That's a question. Woo! The problem is it has a tail. I gotta separate these. I gotta separate this from the main funnel cake so I can flip this part. This is the blob.
The blob? I don't know. It takes powdered sugar just as well as anything else, right?
Eric always has to make a blob for the end, like the giant candy cane.
Well, you got to use up the excess stuff, right?
You could have made more.
You really want to... Oh, we're having such a great time. Yeah.
Okay, so this was a lot of fun. This brought back a lot of memories. These rosettes were really popular in the 70s, and we used to make them around Christmas time. I remember that. So it did. It brought back those childhood memories. This would be a great activity for your kids, but the adult would be doing the frying, right? But it's kind of fun to watch you make the shapes. I can't say that I exactly got perfect butterflies. Some of them look like, you know, a scary Halloween mask. But, you know, you can get these rosettes with a lot of different shapes on them.
We got the hang of it as time went on, and we're actually tag teaming because it took a minute in between batches to reheat the iron up. So I'd reheat it, she set the timer, and then she's floating the thing in there, basically funnel cake material. And then once she was done cooking, we're ready to iron again in the batter.
For the next one. So you have to get your little bit of groove on. Betty says 400 degrees. We had trouble initially because it like overcooked them. We dropped the temp down to like 365 and it worked perfectly. One of the things we did is once you hit that iron, we put it in the batter and did a count of 10 so it would stick to it, because a few times it wouldn't stick to it, and then we put it in the grease. It worked a lot better. So if this is the first time you're ever making these, make a double batch so you have room to screw them up, right?
You can practice.
Yeah. So I'm going to put a little on Eric's thing here, and then we're going to dust these beautiful little butterflies with the powdered sugar. This is like totally funnel cake vibes. Funnel cake probably was invented off of these. Yeah, I want to make some funnel cakes though. I love funnel cakes. We love to go to the festivals and get the funnel cakes. It's time for a taste. So, cookbook fans, we have made these Rosette cookies from the Betty Crocker Cooky Book, and we're going to try these babies out. We got a cute little butterfly here for Eric.
I don't think there's any trying out. I think we already know how they taste by now.
Eric's munched on his big
My funnel cake experience. Thank you, Bubba.
You're welcome.
I haven't had a butterfly yet tonight.
This one, butterfly. So this is for Dee Dee, right?
Sorry, Dee Dee, we're eating your animal.
It tastes like a funnel cake. Good though. These are so fun.
Got a little crunch to it.
A little temperamental at the beginning. Very tasty. Reminds me of Christmas in the 70s, right? If you made these as a kid, make them with your kids or your grandkids. They'll love them. Thanks for joining me.